give you, and that's going to be poster board, crayons, pencils, different things, you know, to create some art here along with our list. You're going to draw your character, and then each poster is going to list and answer the following questions. And you can just list them, that's fine. And I'm going to show you a couple examples. This is a good example of a nice poster. I'm going to show you a bad example in a second, okay? But right now I'm going to use the good example up here on the board while we discuss what's required. Does this have a lot of writing?
Yes.
Yes. Not what you typically would think of a poster. A poster is typically 1 or 2 words you look at quickly, like in the back where you see my posters about time organization. It just says, you know, bing, time and place, I'll design a place of my own. So in a way, this is kind of almost like a report on a poster, and that's okay. All right, what you're going to have first, I chose to do the Wizard of Oz, only because if I chose one of the characters from The Outsiders, that's kind of giving you the information that I want you to find on your own already. All right, so we have the Tin Man. I put a picture of him. Doesn't he look cute? His name, the Tin Man. His age, well, I wasn't quite sure of his exact age, but he kind of looks middle-aged, you know, so I put that on there. You may not say know Johnny's age, or I think we do know Johnny's age, but let's say you're not quite sure Bob Sheldon's age, 17 or 18. You would put a teenager. Nationality, well, everyone from The Outsiders is going to be what nationality? What nation do we live in? American, yes. Their current residence is, what is the state they live in? Christian?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Here we have Land of Oz. His occupation is a woodcutter. Soda's occupation would be what? Where does he work?
Gas station.
Gas station. What about Ponyboy's occupation? Brendan?
He's in school.
Yes, so we call somebody that goes to school a
Student.
A student. Okay, physical characteristics. The best that you can based on what you have. Height, I know he's tall. He's built like a can. His hair color is silver. For the outsiders, physical characteristics are going to have a deeper meaning, right? Because what do they always describe about each character in The Outsider? What color is their
Hair.
Their hair and their
Eyes.
eyes, right? Remember, that has a lot to do with the story. We talked about color as a theme. And you'll see I have on here what exactly you need. Height, build, hair color, hair length, eye color. Now, a distinguishing feature. Do they have a feature that is distinguishing to them? For him, it's, you know, he's got a can-shaped body and a funnel for a hat. What would be, say, Ponyboy's distinguishing feature?
His hair.
His hair, because what do we know about the greasers?
The hair's always like greased back.
And it's long or short?
Long.
Long. Okay, so that would be that. And think about maybe, you know, for Bob Sheldon, you might want to say his distinguishing feature was what? What did he always wear?
His rings.
His rings, yes. Okay, how did he or she dress? Well, the greasers they're very specific about what they wear in the book. I'm not going to tell you because I want some of this, you're going to have to locate these details in the text. Also, it's very specific about what the Socias wear, correct? We've talked about the type of shirts and so on and so forth. The greatest flaw. In The Wizard of Oz, I don't know who is familiar with The Wizard of Oz. I'm kind of hoping all of you are to some extent. He didn't realize, you know, his goal in The Wizard of Oz is to look for a heart. Remember, they all had a quality that they wanted to go find. But here in the case of irony, right, he was already the one with the biggest heart, wasn't he, in the story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Best quality, he was caring and loving. And here, if you look on your sheet, it says, what is the best quality about this character? Now, I wrote for quality and for flaws. I don't want physicality here. I don't want you to tell me their greatest flaw is he had to dye his hair blonde. No, we're talking personality. You're going to address personality traits when you talk about these. Maybe Pony Boy's best quality was, or greatest flaw, pardon me, was that he was too trusting, right? Could that be a flaw for a greaser?
Yeah.
Okay. Character's long-term goals in life would be, where does this character see himself or herself in 5 to 10 years? If they don't directly address that in the book, you can imagine where they might be in 5 or 10 years. Doesn't in the book Pony Boy state where he thinks Tim Shepard's going to be in 5 or 10 years? Where does he think he's going to be in his future? In jail, right? So there is some talk about long-term goals or places that the characters are seeing. Short-term goals in life. What would you say Pony Boy's short-term goal is, especially towards the end of the story? Think back to chapter 8 when he knew, when they just got back from the church, he had some disturbing news. What was his disturbing news that he read in the paper? Christian?
That he might get split up.
That they might get split up from their family. Very good. So his short-term goal could be that to keep what? Corey?
With his family.
To stay with his family. And then how does the character see him or herself? Tin Man sees himself as a romantic who can't find love without a real heart. Alright? Pony Boys or Cherries, do they view themselves as a hero, a criminal, a romantic, a student? You know, if you ask yourself, how would you see yourself right now if you were told to describe yourself? Especially in this book, characters see themselves, hint, hint, as one thing or another, right? Think back to the general theme. And then what motivates them? Everybody does things for one reason or another. Okay, everyone has a motivation. What frightens the character? Is there anything that your particular character fears? If you look down, what makes them happy? And the next one is the one I want to directly address as far as what we just reviewed with major and minor, dynamic and flat. What is the character's role in this story? Are they there to be a dynamic character? Are they a flat, static character? Are they a major character, a minor character? What purpose do they have for being in this book? They don't just throw characters in there just for fun. Everyone's in there to serve some purpose in the book. And then the scene where the character first appears. You can say, Johnny first appears in the scene at the drive-in, or, you know, those kind of statements. The relationship with the other characters. For the Tin Man, he's friends with Dorothy, Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow. Who is Pony Boy friends with? Who's Cherry friends with? Who does she hang around with? How does she know Pony Boy? And how is the character different at the end of the book than when it first began? What kind of character? What is that called? A change, starts with a D.
Dynamic character.
Dynamic. And now, if you feel that they're not a dynamic